All right, ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm nervous and I'm excited. All the feelings in
Oh
one
yeah,
body.
awesome. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Josh Chris podcast. Today, I've got another guest with me. I've got Chico Osoro. Did I get the pronunciation right?
Yeah, you tried. It's
Oh,
Chikosoro.
Chico Soro. Got it. Interesting. Where are you at right now? You're in Lagos States?
I'm in Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh yeah, same here actually. So do you know what?
Okay.
I'll tell you what, let me bring this up. Okay, I don't want to get
Sorry,
into.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you
Can
something interesting, about when I first came to Lagos and I tried pronouncing, names of places I was going to at the time. I don't want to get into
mhm.
that story. It's quite interesting.
Okay.
If I get into it, oh my God, the comments would just explode.
No, people love stories, so you never can tell.
Oh yeah, that's
Maybe
right.
you talk about that the next time.
Oh yeah. Thank you. You're a very good
You're welcome.
guest. Some guests would actually want to pull you out. You know what I mean?
No, I
Yeah.
mean it's these things that makes us human.
Yeah.
And then most people think LinkedIn is all professional. But
Mm,
I mean, there is a high chance whoever is reading your content is maybe lying on the bed, chewing or snacking on something, and using one
yeah.
hand to type. So
Yeah.
it's not like we're wearing a suit and
Oh
with
yeah.
our
That's right.
so. Mhm.
Oh yeah. So Chika, she's a product manager, and I mean, I'm excited about this episode today. We are gonna be learning a whole lot. So yeah, do you want to tell us how you've been? How are you?
So I'm good. And like I said, I'm excited. I'm nervous because
You get this.
but bring it around, Josh.
Yeah.
Ready for you.
Awesome. Okay, do you want to tell us about, how you transitioned into product management and, what sparked that, initial interest? What drew you to the field, especially coming from accounting and business operation backgrounds?
Okay, so I used to be an executive assistant to executives in different background, hospitality, fintech, edutech, and other fields. So working with these people gave me the opportunity to do so many things at the same time. So just like a regular VA, you are allowed to work on product, handle operations, work with some IT teams, let's say dev guys and other people. So I did this for like 8 years. And along the line, I was beginning to feel very comfortable in this field, such that if you tell me to do anything, I no longer see it as a challenge. I felt like, oh, do you want me to respond to emails? Okay, I know what to do. Just draft the email and maybe send everything at the same time or even automate it. So I needed something challenging. I needed something that would help me use my brain. I needed something that would, I mean, it's not something I can just bring out the solution immediately. I needed something I can sit down, think about it, make it look nice before I ship it. So I started researching what can I do? And okay, my husband is a software developer. So each time I hear him talking with his team, you hear things like UAT, acceptance criteria, BRD, things like this. And one day I think I started asking, what's the meaning of this one? And he told me, what's the meaning of this one? And he told me. And I remembered I once worked on a product with a client, and I think it's something I've been doing unconsciously. So I think it's time for me to dive in fully. And I checked online, I found product management interesting out of all the courses, I mean, the tech courses I saw online. So it really intrigued me, and I decided to find a school where I can get trained. First, I told my clients about it because whoever I'm working with, I love to be very, very transparent so you know what I'm up to. So
Oh
I told
yeah.
them, Chika is going to get a new skill. And like they were like, wow, you rock girl, you know that vibe. They were all happy, they were all grateful that I'm always looking out ways to make things better. So I found tech for dev, but I noticed you have to write an essay and go through a series of application phases to get in. So luckily, I succeeded and I started my training. So the training is a 12 months training where you have to do the product training for 6 months and the remaining 6 months for your internship. So I
Okay.
got in, we were trained, we worked on projects, both mini projects and other capstone projects. Then we did similar hands-on tasks like create a Jira board, work with your team. And trust me, while I was in that training, working with people was very, very challenging. That's where I discovered that working with people is not a joke because in your team, you have somebody that's, I mean, you have to chase the people around, chase
Oh
everybody.
yeah.
Why you not? Somebody will tell you my system is down because I can't join the stand-up meeting,
Oh
and
yeah.
thereby everybody have to pause. So that's how I
It was a
got
remote
here.
setting.
Yes, a remote setting.
Okay.
So the thing is, I am a mom. I have two babies, and
Okay.
ever since I got rejected for my place of primary in my place of primary assignments, I decided to go fully remote because I found out online that you can grow your career remotely while taking care of your children and your home. So since then, I've been doing this remotely. So I don't work
Place
on
of
site at
primary
the moment
assignment. Are you serving
for NYSC. Yeah.
right now?
No, not right now. I think
Oh.
around 2021. I was pregnant then.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So they saw
Awesome.
me and they felt like, you're pregnant, you can't do anything. But my hands are free. I mean, I'm just carrying, you can only see my baby bump, but it's
Yeah.
not preventing me from doing anything.
Yeah.
So that particular thing really, it gave me a shock. And I decided to find another way to succeed career-wise. And since then, things have been working well for me because I know some other people are not lucky to get to where I am today.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
see that. Oh, pleasure actually. So I'm actually currently serving in Lagos.
Wow,
That's actually what brought
really?
me here. Yeah, if you looked at my
Okay.
profile, you probably would have, noticed it there.
No,
Yeah.
no, I didn't notice.
You
If not
didn't
that you said
notice.
it
Oh
now.
yeah. That's why I asked, when I hit PPA, I was like, are you serving? And for those actually listening from around the world, if you do not know what PPA means, it means primary place of assignment, in
Yeah.
Nigeria, where we're at right now. When you haven't obtained your degree, you get to serve your country, for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
you are placed, you're given a place where you can serve. It's called a PPA. And yeah, that's what we're talking about. It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that was
So
just for
so
yeah.
hold on, Josh. How is it going at your end?
It's going great actually. So I'm serving at NAFDAC currently.
Wow.
So yeah, it's hybrid. So that's why I
Okay.
have the time to actually do this and do other things. I do quite other things as well. So I've not really had anyone, maybe because I've been doing a lot of podcasts, but I've not
Mm-hmm.
actually been on the podcast myself where I was in a situation where I had to share a lot about, my background and career journey and stuff like that. And the things I'm currently doing right now, there's quite a lot going on. And, I like, you know, I don't want to go too far because this is not really about me today. It's
About
about
you.
you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I want to challenge you. So find out time to talk about your journey because somebody like me will be looking forward to listening to you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, let's talk about product management right now. And
Okay.
I learned about a lot, using your LinkedIn. And you are
Thank you.
very passionate about, founders. You did
Mm-hmm.
mention that 80% of tech startup founders face product-related challenges,
Yeah.
So what are the most common issues you see and how do you help them overcome these?
Okay, one of the most common issues is these founders try to juggle everything by themselves. So you're handling marketing, you're handling operations, you're handling dev team, you're handling so many things at the same time. I know you have experience in all these things as humans, or maybe as somebody that's been in the tech field, you know a bit of all these things, but you can't do it better than anybody that is specializing in that field. Do you
Yeah,
understand? And then if the money you're going to pay these people is the challenge, I mean, so many people are ready to work on voluntary basis. You don't have to pay people. So this is one of the most common. And then the next one is sometimes these people feel challenged when you give them an idea that would help them grow. I've noticed because I am a lady, I mean, I'm a woman, and sometimes men feel like you, as a woman, you can't tell me something and I'll do it. I mean, I'm the head here and you should listen to me. So some people are like that. And I've worked with these people. So it's always not easy. And at the end of the day, you will see that what you are trying to prevent will always happen. And it's going to cost us more money, more effort, more, you can, all the resources you can think of. So I've worked with these people a lot. That's why I love to talk about them on LinkedIn, because that's the only platform I can use to make things change. And I'm glad that sometimes after writing, you see somebody reach out to say, thank you for talking about this thing. It really helped me. I have gotten somebody to take over from here and I like the result I'm seeing. In fact, I have more time to take on strategic things. So you see,
oh yeah.
this is just a few of the challenges. There are a lot, but we'll stop here.
Yeah, I do actually know that we do have a couple agencies and establishments in Lagos and even beyond Lagos in Nigeria and Africa at large. And
Hmm.
around the world generally, for instance, you probably may know or not of Y Combinator. I think that's
Yeah,
what they
I know
called.
about.
Yeah, think they're situated in San Francisco. I think so.
Francisco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
they actually, help startups and stuff like that. Lately, as much as I've
Yeah.
been doing some other things, but in and out, I've been binging on, videos like that.
Hmm.
Related to founders, startups and stuff like
Doc,
that.
documentaries are my favorite.
Oh yeah, pretty cool.
So
Yeah,
you can check them out on YouTube. Whenever I
yeah,
watch anyone, I can learn so many things, talk about it in my next post so that other people can learn too.
yeah. So you know what? I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, some people, of course, you do have an idea, right? And you just want to run off
Yeah.
with it. That's beautiful, but I mean, you need to be trained for the journey because the journey, it's not gonna be a short journey. It's gonna be a pretty
Mm-hmm.
long journey. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And you need training
Yeah.
for that because you've got to be excellent, except you just plan to hop on and do whatever. Anyhow it goes, whichever way, let's just, you know, there's got to be that excellence. Of course, you do not need to fully know how everything is gonna go down, but at least there
Yeah.
should be some fundamental training,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, there's a lot to say about startups and founders, in these categories. For instance, most of them they do not even know how to go about, you know, and they do not even have the idea that anyone would be ready to invest in their idea, their
Yeah. In their
products, their
idea.
company,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and stuff like that. So they don't even think about. I mean, there's a whole lot to talk about in this. When you're founding, a company, founding a product and stuff like that. So I think training is really important. As much as you have this idea, but you gotta be trained on a whole lot of things.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't want to dive in and say a whole lot more, but I'm just gonna um go on because we do have a couple of questions here. All right, so
Okay.
Yeah, so let's talk about product development, process. So I want to learn about this with your extensive experience, of course, in product development. How would you approach building a product from concepts to launch? You know, and you know, at the same time, you want these, whatever you're doing, you want to make sure that they actually align with, business objectives and customer needs, from idea to production and even post production.
Okay, so if you're trying to build something, you have to make your research after you've conceived the idea. Check out the people who are going to use that product. I mean, find insights from these people's demographic, the price they're willing to pay for your solution, and then check the market to make sure this solution it's an in-demand thing in the market, because you don't want to build something that won't be sellable out there or
Oh
something that
yeah.
won't get any profit for the business. So once you're done with your research, the next thing is to build something small to validate what you have in your head or what you have on your board. So you can, some people call it MVP. I mean, in product management, that's what we'll call it. So minimum viable product, something that mimics the original thing you want to give them. I mean, it must not have all the features in there, but at least it can solve that problem you're hoping to solve to an
Oh
extent.
yeah.
So send it out there and see how they are going to interact. So sometimes I've noticed that the people that will tell you, "Oh, I need a solution. I want to use it," they're not actually going to use it. Don't be disappointed. These things happen, but you want to make sure that you do your research very well to bridge this gap. Because if you don't know anything about these people, it will be very hard for you to get them to use your product. So use your MVP to validate. Check out how people are reacting. Check out the feedback they're giving you. Oh, I tried signing up and I think I'm stuck here. I can't pass this particular stage. I don't know what's wrong, but I think you need to check it. So take this insight, go back to your team, work on it. I mean, some people say refine it and bring it back for them to check. So once you're done checking and making sure that, of course, you should have your KPIs, set out some goals, I mean, smart goals with metrics so that you can track and see what's working and what's not working. I mean, from the insights, you can tell, oh, this is something we should dive in full time because these people are really interested in this thing and they are willing to give it their all as long as we give them the best solution. Then after that, you can leave the MVP out there while you are making things work in, I mean, fully. You can bring in all the, of course, if you're using the agile methodology, you can bring solutions in badges. Let's say today you're giving them, okay, I'll use the procurement software I'm trying to promote as an instance. So
Okay.
it's a tool that's trying to automate the act of buying and selling. So on that platform, we have the buyer, the sellers, and we call them vendors, but we have the buyers and sellers. So we are trying to see if these people, it's a B2B platform. So we are trying to see if any founder is willing to use our platform to buy anything for customers. So at the moment, we know so many companies are trying to buy gifts for their employees. And this is one of the things our platform can do. So you can get your vendor to sign up on the platform. You yourself, the business, sign up on the platform. Then give an order of what you want to buy. Let's say you want to buy 1,000 pieces of umbrella or maybe bag of rice, the way we do it here in Nigeria. So put it there. Your vendor will give you, like, everything is streamlined. You don't have to wait for any approval. You see, we have a 360 feature whereby you get to see everything as it's happening. If there's any bottleneck, if there's anything that needs urgent attention, you get to see it there. So this is how it should be. Push out the MVP there, get the insights that these people would give you, and another thing is, some people feel when these people are giving you feedback, who are they to give me feedback? No, I built this thing for you, so use it that way. Mm-mm. In product management, is actually the people's voice that matters because they are the people you're building for. They are the people that will use your solution, though you might still use this solution because Like my coach will always say, a product manager is the first user of his or her product. So you might interact with that product, but your priority should be your user. So whatever they say is what you will use to refine the MVP to make it the product you already envisioned. And another thing is, not all that comes out of the mouth of a user is to be prioritized. That's another thing. But as product managers, we have prioritization techniques. So you can use the Moscow, you can use the RICE method to make sure you are building the right thing. I mean, inside that problem backlog, make sure you're picking out the right thing, things that will benefit these people. Because if anything goes wrong, they'll still come back to you to say, you built rubbish. I mean, I can't use this thing to do anything. So once you're done refining, push it out there and keep iterating. I mean, the feedback you're getting from the first MVP, you're using it to make things better. So I'll give you an instance, just like when I was training, there's this particular analogy that makes it easier for people to understand product management. So let's say, like a pregnant woman in your first trimester, or let's say when you're 1 month pregnant, the 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 way you're feeling is not the way you will feel when you're 2 months gone. So as it goes, things keeps changing. The fetus keeps changing, growing. Your bump is growing bigger and things like that. So you want to make sure that you are. But in product management, we call it agile methodology, whereby you have to build on um, build on a particular duration, maybe 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks, depending on what the team you joined is using. Then after that, you can sometimes I always advise founders to build this product on a low key before you go for full launch. The reason is because it's easier for you to tell what your users are up to when you are, I mean, when you're collaborating with them all through your journey from ideation to that phase where you're preparing for launch. Because if you leave them out of the picture, there's a high chance when you want to launch, you just want to, I'm excited to announce, or you go and create all these fancy videos. You will see the reactions on your graphics. You will see the comments. Oh, I'm excited to use, I'm this, I'm that. But at the long run, nobody's going to use that product. Nobody's going to interact with that product. Like, you have to be the only one using that product. So carry these people along the journey. One thing I like about it's Amazon, or I can't remember, one of these multinational companies, in their team, they have this chair for customers. They have this chair for, like, the customer's voice
Oh,
matters.
oh yeah,
So while we are working on this product, we want to know what you think. You are representing thousands or millions of customers out there. Tell us what you think, and it makes it easier for them to
absolutely.
know if they are doing the right thing. Yeah. So after that, you can go ahead with your launch. I've seen so many people who were able to build their product to, let's say, a very good level without even announcing that they are launching. So by the time you hear, oh, I think we are fully ready to launch, they must have gone very far. I mean, you see that their user base is more than 10,000, 20,000, and that's a very good metric for any
Absolutely.
product that just launched. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll stop here for now. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. That was really insightful. Yeah. I learned a lot there. I actually had a couple questions to ask you after that, like two more, and then of course a
Okay.
few more questions. But I do think that you pretty much touched on those questions. I was gonna ask you about,
Mm,
the process of integrating the customer feedback into product roadmaps, and you talked about that as well. And also I was gonna ask about, how you ensure that a product not only meets customer needs but achieves market success. Learn about the key
yeah.
elements, that a go-to-market strategy should always include, and you talked about that as well. So yeah, that was a pretty
Yeah.
insightful one. Thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. Now, talking about innovation and deadlines, how do you strike a balance between innovating your products, there's just a lot of things. Of course, you're gonna go with the structure of your MVP, but you want to talk about how you follow that process to make sure that you deliver within the set deadlines.
Okay, so bringing an idea to life, it's only possible when if you can collaborate with other people. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it's easier and faster that way, unlike when you're doing it all alone. So there's this saying that if you want to go faster, get somebody to go with you, something like that. So
oh yeah,
let me give you an instance. So when I was doing my product management training, our capstone project, we were asked to deliver that solution under 6 weeks. So we were given a founder, and the founder have to tell us the solution he or she wants us to build. So for my team, we were asked to build a parenting app that would streamline the journey of a mother from whether you're trying to conceive, whether you're pregnant, or maybe nurturing your child. Let's say, what do they call these mothers again?
nursing mod,
Oh God. Yeah, nursing moms.
nursing
Thank you.
mod
So
mothers. Okay.
whether you're trying to get pregnant, whether you're pregnant or whether you're nursing your baby. So we need an app that would streamline everything. So now, when we started our requirements gathering, it was a disaster because so many people are not good with managing time.
Oh yeah.
And I don't blame them. We're all learning. But it was very hard initially because on my team, we have a cybersecurity analyst, product designer, software developer, both front end and back end, product managers. So we have different people in the team. Now, first thing I did was I'm not the team lead, but I think I'm good with organization. In fact, not I think sometimes people tell me to my face, "Oh, Chika, you're so good with organizing things. I think it's one of your superpower. Kudos to you. Well done." So our
Oh
team
yeah.
lead was not doing the things that were required of her. So I had to take up the mantle of leadership. And I said, when will you people be free so that we can decide on a particular time that we'll get a particular thing done? And initially, we are 12 on the team, but the first meeting, it was just 6 people on the call.
Okay.
And only 6 people on the call. Some people were disappointed, while some people, so I already have the industry experience. So I told them, you don't have to be disappointed. Sometimes somebody somewhere is fighting for her life, or maybe something is wrong, and you'll be here expecting that the person will come join you on the call. How? So you
Oh
just have
yeah.
to take things the way you see it. You don't have to overthink things. But I promise them that if they have that empathy to reach out to them to know what's happening, it will be of I mean, it will help our project to keep moving instead of dwelling on why is she not here? She's supposed to be here. Mark is on the line. It's not going to solve anything. You're just worrying for nothing's sake.
Oh yeah.
So I reached out to some of them and they were so sorry. And I discovered that some people were going through, I think, light issues. My laptop is bad, this and that. Then one person was fighting for her life. She had a major surgery and she couldn't show up. So
Oh.
I told the team about that just so they know. Like I predicted, I told them this is what is happening, and you all don't have to speak about it. Calm down, put yourself together, let the people here do their work. I mean, there's always work for these people to do when they come, but you don't have to wait for anybody. So now, first thing first is ask these people when it's convenient for them to show up. Now, I'll hold you by your words. If you tell me, Chika, I want us to show up by 11 p.m. every Tuesday, and I'll come on that call and you're not there, then I will remind you how you promised me heaven and earth that you were going to be there and you're going to now. You'll see that the fault is not from me. So
Oh yeah.
ask for their opinion
Accountability.
and
Yeah.
work with it. Mhm. Then the next thing is have a project management tool. If you think you can remember everything at the same time, it's impossible because as a human, as an adult, you have too many things going on in your head.
That's right.
So it's very hard. It's very hard for you to keep things together sometimes, especially for moms like me. I have the family, I have the children, I have school run and everything.
Yeah,
Sometimes I feel like some wires are touching somewhere. Like
I
I have to
get it.
calm down and fix things together.
Of course.
So you need a tool to keep everything under one place. So some people prefer to use Trello, some people prefer to use Jira, whichever project management tool you want to use, go ahead and use it and
Did
make
you
sure
ever
that
use Asana?
no, I'm yet to use Asana, but I
Okay.
think I've watched the video on how to use Asana.
Okay.
Yeah. So first thing is make sure that everybody on the team can use that too. Because sometimes you see that when let's say you're conducting a vote, which one do you want us to use? Some people tell you, I am comfortable using Jira. Then the other team will tell you, I'm comfortable using Trello. Now,
Oh
it's not
yeah.
something you fight about. Let majority win. And then those people that don't know how to use, will teach them so they can know how to use it. And we all will be on the same page. Then make sure that everybody on the team is updating the project management too. I don't have to call you to ask you, at what phase are you? Where are you? What have you done? I mean, I should go into the project management to look at my Kanban board or my Scrum board and see that, oh, I think Chika is having a blocker here. Oh, Ima, can you call Chika and help her resolve this thing? Or um my checklist, and I love, okay, let me mention this. I love adding checklists just to break the task down
Yeah.
and make it easier for anybody to handle the task. So I want to look
Absolutely.
at the checklist and see that out of the five things I listed, you have done two and is remaining three, or maybe you have done three and is remaining two. I don't want to come there and see that everything is still unchecked. It means you are not working on my tasks, like you are not paying attention, or you're giving your attention to something else.
Oh yeah.
So that's another way to manage time. Then another thing is communication is key. Like communication is should be your life wire in whenever you're collaborating with other people, because you don't want to waste other people's time. For instance, you showed up for a meeting and you've been here waiting for me, and I'll be there doing some other things. No respect for your time. I mean, that's very bad. Some people will tell you, I don't like working with engineers. They are so rude. They are not rude. I just feel these people are straightforward guys. If you mess with them, they will change it for you immediately. And so that's why some people don't like them. But they are actually nice people because I'm married to one.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
So you just have to make sure that you tell them on time. If you know you're not going to show up, please communicate. If you know you have let's say an emergency for mothers working with a remote team. If you know you have an emergency, let's say your child is running temperature and you need to go for immunization and all that, please don't keep it to yourself and think that your teammates will smell their hand like this to tell, oh, she went for immunization. It's not going to work. So
Nah.
please make sure you communicate. That's another way to manage time. Then the next thing is, I love to write a lot. Joshua, I don't want to show you my bed because you're going to scream. I have lots of paper on this bed. I was actually writing. So
Oh, that's
everything is a
cool.
mess, but everything is a mess, but I mean, it keeps me sane, it keeps me organized. So
Yeah,
whenever I have this idea in my head, I just have to run and write it down, because if I think I'll remember it in the next 2 hours, that's a big lie. Because
I
there is
get
a
it.
high chance my eyes will catch something that would interest this brain, and this brain
Yeah,
will start overthinking it, and along the line you miss that. So make sure you write things down.
yeah,
You can use a to-do list. There are so many softwares you can use to run your to-do list. I mean, streamline everything. Well, me, I love
absolutely.
my pen and paper. So I make sure
Okay,
I write things down. When I'm having a call, jot things down, record the call with the person's permission. You don't record people without their permission because you never can tell. So these are some of the ways we manage time. And again, check-in meetings is very important. That's for some people. If you notice your team is not using the Trello board, or your Kanban board or your Scrum board the way they are supposed to, please fix a Scrum meeting. I mean the stand-up meeting. It must not be daily. It can be weekly, it can be anything that works for your team. Because trust me, some people love to be dragged. I noticed that human beings are different. No matter how much you try to make humans better, there is still that aspect of them that they can't control. I mean, unconsciously, they do these things. 1 minute they are doing it, next minute they are so sober, they are so sorry. They don't want to go back to that place again, but they will end
Mm-hmm.
up going to that place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the human nature. So fix a scrum meeting where you get to hear what people have worked on, um, their next line of action, their challenges. Then from there, you can tell, oh, this person is struggling, this person needs help, this person needs to be merged with another person to get things going. And that way, you won't be struggling when it's 1 day to the deadline or maybe 2 days to the deadline. You're hurrying because trust
Yeah.
me, if you keep hurrying like that, there's a high chance you're going to miss things. So thank you for that question.
All right. Yeah, my pleasure actually. So there was a certain time, there was this product manager that she served as the product manager and project manager at the time.
Mm-hmm,
I hired,
mm-hmm,
and she did something working on one of our projects. Um, she came up with, the document for the product, and but the deadline, she did actually give us, let's say, a month extra, or probably a month and a couple weeks,
yeah.
max 2 months extra. So if we were to actually, if she knows that the developers, designers, everybody working together will get done with
Mm-hmm,
this product today, she's gonna
mm-hmm,
give she's not gonna put that on the documents that she's gonna be sending to the client. Rather, she's gonna
yeah.
put, 1 month after, or 1 month and a couple weeks after, or 2 months and stuff, something like that. Is this something you do as well? Just to,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know that strategy, but I am yet to implement it because where I work currently, I work with the PCO group and we use the Kanban board, and so far we don't have any issues because from the Kanban board you can see that the marketing team has done their tasks, their software development team is doing their work. So far I am yet to use that strategy, but I know that's one of the things my coach taught me, that instead of telling them the actual date, to be on the safer side, give them something less so that you don't have to struggle with meeting the deadline.
Oh yeah.
And I know that it works for some people. So that's another strategy.
Yeah, well, the insights you actually shared, communication, collaboration,
Mm.
and the
Teamwork,
time, yeah, teamwork, time management skills, and
time
all of that.
management. Hmm.
They were really
Yeah,
profound. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much. So,
you're welcome.
yeah, let's talk about this. I do want to know, as a product marketing manager,
Hmm.
right? How do you create
Yeah.
strategies that help attract new users and encourage them to keep using the product, especially for, early stage startups?
Josh, that's a secret. Why do you want me to share it here?
I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe you could just give us,
Yeah, I know.
a
I know.
shallow highlight or
I'm just
something.
joking.
Okay.
Okay, so far, if you have a new product, and I mean, these users don't know about that product, they are yet to interact with that product, and earning their loyalty means you have to give something for free. That's one of the strategies that works all
Hmm.
the time. So you can, let's say, give them a free trial for some weeks or for some months, depending on what works for your team. You don't have to do it for a very long time because if you are perceived to be free, some people will say, oh, it's not worth it. Some people actually value products that are paid than products that are free. I have friends that will tell you if it's free, it's not worth it. And you would think they're joking, they're serious.
Okay. Yeah,
But
it's better.
that's not always true. Because I've
Hmm.
seen some free stuff that are really worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, this where I am today were all the resources that helped me was given to me for free.
Yeah. I mean, ChatGPT 3.5, except you use 4, 4.0,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
it's free. At least that version. If you upgrade, you'd see a lot more.
Hmm. So it's not always true, but people have different perception of things. I mean, we see things differently. I might see nine and tell you is a six, and you can see three and tell me it's a W. And that's
That's
okay. We
right.
just have
That's
to
right.
listen and see the things we get in our brain,
Do you know
just like on
what?
LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, I'm actually thinking probably those friends of yours are maybe software engineers and developers because I might say the same thing if we're talking about API platforms.
Hmm.
I'm like if it's a free API platform, nah, you know, it's gotta be premium. I'm not gonna utilize that,
Yeah.
for a production ready, product.
Hmm. So I that's why I said all opinions are valid. I mean, we don't have to shut people up. Listen to them. In every nonsense, there's always a sense. You might not see it immediately, but when you sit back, think about it, make your research, you might find something interesting, maybe something absolutely different from what they've been trying to tell you. And
Oh
when you
yeah.
go back to tell them, I refined what you told me the last time, and this is what I came up with. I'll go like, wow, how did you do that? Like, we're good. So
Yeah.
you don't shut people up. You just
Yeah.
have to listen, and if it resonates, take it in. If it don't, leave it hanging till you do your research and let it sink.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, here's something interesting. Let's talk about scaling for growth. All right. What are
Yeah.
some key indicators that you look for to determine when a product is ready to scale, and what are the crucial steps in preparing for that scale? Tell us about the key metrics you actually use to measure product success, both during development and after the product has been launched.
Okay, I'll give you an instance. So I work with so many brands, though you might not see it on my profile. So I do a lot of volunteering because I just want to make sure that my brain is working regularly. Like I don't have to leave any knowledge dumping somewhere in my head.
Oh yeah.
So I work with Becker's group of company. You might know them. They're into hospitality business. So she's a caterer. She's a chef actually, and she's into catering. So her first company is Baker's Caterers. Yeah. And now we were handling that company. So she hired me as her EA. But like some people will always say, I once had an interview with someone and she said, I'm not keeping you as my EA. I am keeping you as somebody I can always brainstorm with because I feel like you have skills in almost everything. And I said, well, that's what you think, but I don't think I have skills in everything because I don't know how to code like you.
Hmm.
So while I was doing the operations, I noticed that our customers were enjoying the meal and we have this product, dry food. Like, let's say you want to make some Nigerian food, you can just add some water in the pot, pour in the dry food, cover your pot, cook, and your food is ready. So you can always go and check it out. And if you want some, we can get that across to you, especially for
Okay.
men that don't like
Awesome.
the stress of cooking.
Oh yeah.
So we were doing this thing and we noticed that, oh, there's an opportunity for us to scale this business. I mean, into other markets. Now, this brand is based in London and there the user base is good. Customers are enjoying the product. You can see from the review, you can see from testimonials, you can see
Hmm.
from recommendations. Because sometimes when people make their inquiries, you know that, oh, somebody actually referred them. I don't know if you know Intercontinental O2 is one of the big hotels in London. So you
No, I
you see
don't.
that, oh, I am reaching out to you because I was referred by Soso Hotel. They said you're the African caterer, and I'm like, wow, this is good. So I never knew that she had this in mind to expand her business or scale her business into let's say a walk-in restaurant in Qatar and Doha.
Okay.
So did she mention it to me? And I was like, I think we have all it takes. So far our users are happy with the product. So it means more people should get this product. More people in different location or in different countries should get this product. And location shouldn't be a barrier. Then did some research, found out some opportunities, like there are no African restaurants there. African chefs are few, and most of them are not in that location. And from the quality of the product, you can tell that this is something people want to have. We did the research and started the planning, and pretty soon after, execution took place. And before you know what's happening, we launched. So for this one, you
Okay.
can't say you're selling on a low basis. You have to give people a taste of what you want to sell before they will buy. So we launched, and for Qatar, in less than 2 months, we ranked top 5 restaurants in Qatar.
Awesome.
So that's one of the accomplishments in the bag, because she was
Nice.
over the moon. She was so happy with the go-to-market strategy. And trust me, when we were announced top 5 restaurants, it did give us this visibility that so many people wanted to have a taste of this African signature food that we do. Then currently we are working with the Doha branch now, and we're still hoping that will grow. But the thing is, you have to make sure that the product is good
Yeah.
and you have a certain amount of users that can vouch for the quality of a product or the way you serve them. Then other metrics like, let's say on your website, you can see so many people are always checking out. They want to get, sometimes we get other people disguising as customers to get our secret. I see them because I am currently managing the brand, social media page. And when I see them and ask them some question, they struggle to answer. I already know you are here to find our secrets, but that's not the problem. Sometimes we can give you our menu and price guide. That does not mean that you are going to take over what we're doing. Anybody can
Oh
get our
yeah.
menu and price guide because we don't know where our next customer will be coming from. So I hope I was able to answer this question. But the thing is, make sure your product is good. Make sure there is a need in that market you are trying to scale into. Then make sure that your customers are in that location that you're trying
Yeah.
to position yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to build something in a market where there is nobody interested in your solution. So these are the basic things.
Awesome. Definitely spoke like a product manager. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. If
Thank
you'd
you.
ask a software engineer, they're gonna speak like a software engineer. Ask a product manager, and they're gonna speak like a product manager, which you just did, and it's just so nice.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
learn about scalability is something that's very important. You could learn from different sides. That was very insightful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I do want to know, actually, do you want to share about this? Do you use any AI platforms to help you, you know, stay productive and work faster?
Of course I do.
Tell
I
me about
mean,
what you think about AI in
AI,
general, briefly, and
A-
yeah.
AI, AI is life saving. AI is life saving, and I can do so many things under a few minutes when I'm using AI. I just have to make sure that I'm using the right prompt because I don't want to get a generic response. So I use mid. No, my favorite so far is Perplexity. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
After Perplexity, the next one is Google Bard, then followed
Okay.
by, sorry, Gemini, not Google Bard
Oh
anymore.
yeah.
So after Gemini, ChatGPT, then other ones like Cloud and the rest of them. But so far, I love Perplexity
Okay.
due to that space there where you can categorize the things you're searching, the community. You get to see links to the resources
Yeah.
that you are seeing. What any results you get to see the link to where they got the results from. So these are some of the things that makes me use Perplexity.
Awesome. All right, so here's the last question I do have for you today. It's been absolutely wonderful so far. So I do want to learn about, actually, it's going to be two questions in one. I want to know about the advice you would give to someone looking to transition into product management. And think
Mm,
about people who are probably in the tech industry right now, and think about people
yeah.
without, coming from a non-tech background. What's going to be that advice? And I also want to know the most important, things you believe every product manager, maybe just three, right? Three of the most important things you believe every product manager should focus on to succeed, particularly in tech startups.
Okay. So if you're looking to transition into tech from a non-tech background like I did, honestly, the journey is not going to be easy, but with great dedication and consistency, you can get there. So these are some of the tips that really helped me. So at that point that I knew I was going to go into a new field, I started documenting my journey on LinkedIn, the good, the bad, the ugly. I think at one point I made a post and said, career transition is a lonely journey, but nobody talks about it. So many people could relate. I mean, some people DM'd me. They were like, Chika, this too shall pass. I'm wondering why you left your job that you were already at the top to go look for something you're not even sure of. Some people blamed me. Some people, like, I got so many messages, and it was me against myself because these people don't know what I'm feeling on the inside. They're just telling me what they think without even hearing my own part. So they were just trying to, some people were trying to encourage me, some people were trying to blame me, like, why did you explore this part? Why not stay on something that's been working for you? So the thing is, document your journey. The reason why you're documenting your journey is because someday you're going to look back and see that you've gone very far. I mean, you've come a long way. Like me now, sometimes I scroll all the way down. Back in when I was still doing my executive assistant, I read and I smile. Sometimes I come across a post I did when I was not, in fact, when you're reading it, you see that I'm not okay when I was writing that, because sometimes writing is my own therapy. When I'm not okay, when I'm not in a good mood, I just have to grab a pen, grab a paper, say it the way I feel, because I'm not good at talking. If you see me in real life, you know that. In fact, you'll be like, isn't this the girl that is always making posts online? I'm a different person physically because I love observation so much, except I see somebody I want to tap or get your attention. I'll be like, hi, Joshua, it's me you interviewed, and we'll do our proper introduction and we're good. So the thing is, document your journey and make sure that you indulge in self learning. Don't wait for anybody to teach you anything. YouTube is there, AI is there. There are so many ways for you to gain fresh insights or even learn new things without getting without paying for that thing that you're learning. So as you are documenting your journey, you are learning new things, and it will even make it easier for you to tell the people on the outside what you are up to. So the way I do my thing is, if I learn about Jira today, I will ask my friends if they want me to teach them how to use Jira. I teach a lot. So I teach a lot, and the reason why I teach a lot is because that's one of the easiest way for me to know if I actually understood what I have learned. But people don't know. So when you teach people, you get to practice, and it helps you to know if you have any weakness or if you have any loopholes that needs to be filled. So make sure you're documenting, make sure you're learning on your own, make sure you're reaching out to people. Don't do it all by yourself. Sometimes things don't go as planned and you are beating yourself up. And when you're done beating yourself up, you go back to the same thing. Why not reach out to somebody to say, I am currently doing this thing and it's not working. I have done this, I have done that. Please, may I know how you were able to scale through? Because I saw in your profile that you transitioned from a particular field. The people are willing to help, but the thing is, the way you act matters. You don't just talk to people rudely and expect that they are going to help you. You don't just enter
Absolutely.
people's DM and say hi and keep quiet. I don't understand it. Why
Of
will you say
course.
hi and keep quiet? You're waiting for somebody that would help you to now ask you, hi, or what is it? You know, it's not going to
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah.
the way you ask matters. So when you're asking, ask strategically and make sure that you give something in return. People don't want to feel used. People want to make sure that you value them, you value their time. They mean something to you. You might think they don't pay attention to these things, but it's simple. I appreciate your help. Please, I don't know if this is going to be useful to you, but hold it. If you see anybody that need, you can pass it on. This is my own way of saying thank you to you now, because I don't
Absolutely.
have what it takes to thank you. They will know that you are very grateful and they'll be willing to do more for you. So these are some of the strategies that really helped me to transition. And another thing is, as you are learning so many things online, there are thousands of documents online. You will read and even get confused. I remember my coach teaching me about what's this thing he taught me, and I saw somewhere online that you have to do it the other way around. And I reached out to him. I said, "You said I should do this thing going the right, and now I'm seeing I should do this thing going." And he called me and said, "Chika, what did I tell you?" I was racking my head and I said, "Oh, you said things keeps changing. Oh," and he said, "So you know. So if you see that this thing is not same with what I taught you, do your research. Don't even wait for me to tell you, oh, this is the correct one. Do your research, interview people. Do There's LinkedIn pool there. I mean, makes it easier. You can just put up something and people would vote for you, even if they don't react or comment. And you can get an insight from there. So don't wait for people to spoon feed you, like my coach will always say, oh, you're waiting for me to spoon feed you. Make sure you get your hands dirty. Join teams that are working on a project, whether you are paid or not. Because I know this part, so many people don't like to do projects where they are not paid. But trust me, sometimes you might be struggling to get a job and it will be through volunteering that you get your biggest break. It happens. I mean, I coach people because some people will reach out to you to say, Chika, I'm doing this. And you just have to coach them because we are trained to help other people. That's life. No matter how good you are, if you don't build somebody that would stand in for you when you're not there, you haven't
Yeah.
succeeded yet.
Yeah.
So make sure that you are doing these things. Make sure that you volunteer with companies for free. And then one of the easiest way to get into any company is look at what they are doing. Bring in a new insight, like bring in a new solution. Like I think I did a product tear down for Udemy. I'm yet to publish it, even for Perplexity. And I have some things I chipped in. Like I noticed for Udemy, you don't have content according to your field. I mean, it makes it easier. You have to go and search. Oh, you're looking for if contents are tailored according to your field, it makes it easier for you to assess. So you are not forced to go and start looking for this thing. So that's one of the things. So package this thing nicely, present it on a deck, put it on a deck, or by deck I mean slides for some people that might be confused. Put it on a slide, combine everything with your CV, your portfolio, then that particular one, or you can even put it inside your portfolio, then your cover letter, like your motivation for joining them. Tell them why you are the right fit and why you stand out from other people. Because trust me, the opportunity you're looking for, thousands of people are looking for it. And the moment you're
That's right.
sleeping, people will take food out of your mouth because you are not ready. In fact, you're not hungry. So in the tech field, we always say you're not hungry yet. When you're hungry, you will go for it. You will chase it like your life depends on it. Then another thing I would say is people assume people on the outside will know what they're feeling inside. If you don't tell me you're stuck, how will I know that you're stuck? If you're masquerading as somebody that is successful, how will people know you're struggling? You go and put on, you know that you're a newbie. In fact, you're learning something and you go and put experts on your headline. How will people help you when
Of
you're already an
course.
expert? An expert
Yeah.
should be training other people. You see? So sometimes we complicate ourselves, like we make things difficult for other people to help us. Come clean. Show people the way you are. So when I started, I know I used to hide the fact that I am a mom, but that's because I'm new on the platform. Elizabeth Williams was one of the ladies that inspired me to, I mean, tell these people you're a mom so that when they see you carrying a baby, they won't be shocked. And little by little, I started talking about that and I saw that a lot of people could relate. In fact, I think one of my posts was the highest liked when I talked about my struggle as a mom. So it really gave me a different perspective. Like from that day, I started talking about, like, once in a while, talk about how life as a working mom is for me, chipping a few things for anybody still struggling. So show people the way you are. Tell them if you're struggling. Tell them if you're on LinkedIn, people will tell you most posts where you are vulnerable will sell faster. And that's true because there's always somebody waiting to help you if you voice out. There's somebody always waiting to give you that resources that you've been looking for. Imagine you're looking for a book online, you don't know where to get it. And you just said, "Hi, everyone, I've been looking for this and that." Somebody, they might not even, and another thing, most people that support people on LinkedIn, they don't react to content, they don't comment. I don't know if it happens for you. They just observe and they will reach out to you to say, "I am reaching out to you because I saw your and you'll be shocked. In fact, sometimes I go back to check and see who this person is, and I can't find them anywhere around my. And when I mention it to them, they'll say, haha, that everybody on LinkedIn is not meant to say something. Sometimes destiny helpers are there looking for people that are serious that they will elevate so that they can elevate other people. So that's for people that are coming from a non-technical non-technical field. If you're coming from a technical field, I feel it will be a bit easier for you because you know some of the things that happen in this environment, and it will be a lot easier for you to blend. The only thing is make sure that you are, in fact, whether you're coming from a technical or non-technical background, make sure you tell these people the skills you're bringing in from your old field to this new field. Nobody want to, in fact, we don't want to see you as a liability. We want to make sure that you're adding value to the team. Whether you're
Absolutely.
paid or not, we want to make sure that your presence means a lot to the product, to the company, whoever you're working with. Like when you're not there, we'll be like, "Oh my God, she's not there," and now things are not working the way it's supposed to. So don't just sit there and wait for when people will call you out to say, "Chika, say something. You've been on the call, you've not said anything." Make sure you're always learning. Learn. Because that's the only way you can keep growing. If you feel like you have arrived, trust me, that's when you start going back.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people will reach out to me to say, "I love your profile. I do this." And I'm like, "What do you love about my profile? Is it the headline or what?" Like, you haven't interacted with me. You're just saying anybody can put these things there. Do you understand? And they're
Yeah.
like, "No, somebody told me about you." And I'm like, "Oh, somebody, who is that person?" They'll tell me, "Don't worry, that it was the person that asked them to go and check me out." And I'll be like, "Okay, I think I believe you to an extent." But you don't just conclude that you like somebody from what you're seeing on the profile.
Yeah,
Because
that's right.
we can use AI to put these things in strategically. You see the way tips and tricks are flying on LinkedIn. I can read it, calm down, implement it, and make my profile look like when you come on my profile, you'll be carried away. You think that I have 20 years of experience, even though I have 2 years of experience. So make sure you are always learning and make sure you are always implementing. See every day like you're experimenting something new. And don't be comfortable. Don't think that you've arrived. I mean, you know that feeling where you're feeling like, "Oh, I have this job, they pay me so amount," and you go and relax. You feel like you've arrived. Before you know what's
Awesome.
happening, it's either layoff who hit you hard or one thing. So make sure you're always working on something. Make sure you're always
Absolutely.
bringing out solutions to existing problems, and make sure that there's always that business aspect because we don't want to waste time. We want to make money for the business as well.
Awesome.
So another question was my advice. I think I've said a lot and all of them are in
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah,
the first
absolutely.
one is make sure you are continuously learning. That's for one. Learn. I love to learn a lot. You'll see me in different currently, I mentor code to college legacies. It's a US edge tech company that coaches high school teenagers who are interested in STEM. So I'm in the product management track, and you won't see it anywhere on my profile. I work with baking caterers. You won't see it anywhere on my profile. I work with intern posts. You won't see it anywhere on my profile. I am not doing this thing for the record. I want to be very good at this thing so that when people get to converse with me, they will know the value that you're carrying. You don't even have to show them. So I have more than enough. And if I put these things there, it will look like you are sharing your, and the reason why I'm doing these things is because I work remotely and I still have more time. So if you work on site, there's a high chance you won't have time for all these things. So whenever I have a free time, I make sure I reach out to people to say, I see people are working on something interesting and I want to contribute to it. This is the area I'll be coming in. If it's a yes, I will join them. If it's a no, I'll keep moving. And trust me, I get no's as well. Before you think you're getting no because nobody likes you. No.
Yeah.
If you get a no, keep moving. It just simply means not here. Check the next place, or it's just a redirection. So keep moving
Yeah.
until you find that place
I
that
love
you
it.
are needed.
Cool.
Then
Awesome.
the last one is make sure you are collaborating. Collaboration will give you a lot of benefits. Honestly, I attended the Inspire African conference. I don't know if you know that particular conference.
No.
And I met this guy. He's so good and he's looking to break into the AI space. He's a product manager. I mean, he's experienced more than I am, but he's not good at networking. You will see that he's always on his own, sitting down there. And me, I don't like when people are like that because it simply means you are not using your chances well. You just told me now you're looking to break into AI. So how do you want to do it? Will the opportunity meet you? And like I had a chat with him. I made him get lively and I told him, give me your hands. I'm married. To be honest, I'm married. But if you see me outside, you won't know that I'm married because it's not about marriage in the field. It's about growing, learning new things, meeting new people. Forget about other achievements. That's why sometimes some people will say, Chika, you're married and you're holding. I'll be like, do you know my husband? You can go and report to him. He's not going to tell you anything because my perspective is not like what you're having in your head. So I told him, give me your hand. And we started moving around. We went to the booth for InterSwitch, did a formal introduction. In fact, I was introducing myself and I was talking for him to. And at a point, I'll tell him carry on, just to push him so hard that he
Yeah.
won't be very comfortable. And I did it for like, I think I did it for three places. And before you know what's happening, he was the first in telling me, check, I met this guy, this Kenyan founder, and he's
Awesome.
interested in, and I said, look at you. So had it been I didn't push you, you would have missed. And he just
I
laughed.
mean,
So
that's
till today, we are
so
still friends.
beautiful. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh my
hmm
God.
So
That's
till
yeah.
today, till today, we're still friends. We still talk. And when I ask for help, because he has been in this field before me. Whenever I tell him I don't understand this thing, he will teach me for free. These are some services that he offers people on. I mean, you have to pay before you get access to him. But
Oh
due to
yeah.
that particular thing, I have access to him. So please make sure you are learning continuously. Make sure you are collaborating. Make sure you communicate. If you don't talk, we won't know what is happening
Absolutely right.
if you don't talk. So I'll stop here. I have a lot of things to say, but this is enough,
Course.
I think.
I think
Thank you.
probably pleasure. I think probably we should have another session together, talking about,
Wow.
a specific topic sometime later. It doesn't have to be very soon.
Okay.
I think the audience would definitely like that. But I do want to say thank you. Thank you very much, Chika. You've been absolutely resourceful today. You've been so, you
Thank
know,
you.
you're everything you've shared with us today. You've done it so well, passionately, and your knowledge and insights, they're quite unique. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for agreeing to do this with me and for, being a part of the Joshua Chris podcast.
Thank
So
you.
that's gonna be, I'm sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, right?
Yeah, I did because I was
Awesome.
watching some videos there and they were very, very insightful. Well done.
Oh,
You do amazing stuff.
do you want to tell the people to like and subscribe?
Sure. So if you are yet to subscribe to Joshua's YouTube channel, I think you're missing and you really need to run fast because some of the strategies there, you need to implement them to see a difference in your life. The reason is because things are changing fast. And if you don't do it today, there's a high chance in the next few months, those strategies would be outdated and we'll have new ones. So start today to start working on the things you're learning from his YouTube channel. And well done, Joshua. You're doing well.
I appreciate it. Thank you again. That'd be
You're
all for
welcome.
now. To have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and have a nice day too.